All right, we're going to get started with quarterback Sam Jackson the fifth. We'll take questions for Sam. If you could let me know in the chat if you have a question. We'll get started with Jeff Ferrato from Cal Sports Report.
Good morning, Sam. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm okay. So, are you going to be playing on Saturday night?
I think that's a game time decision. I'm expecting to play. We've all been repping. It's the same thing as last week, so I think that's a game time decision for the coaches.
Okay,
so your injury's okay?
Yes.
Jeff, if we could go to one single question here, first time around, as always, and then we'll come back and entertain follow-ups. So we'll go to Matt Moreno next.
Before the injury, before you went down, how did you feel like you played, and how do you feel like it was getting back out there out on the field?
I was pretty excited just to go out there with my team. Like I talked to them before the game, and I told them I was pretty honored to go out there and play, and be a part of Cal football and get to play with my teammates. But I felt like I was playing pretty decent when I first got in, because that was my first college start. I told my teammates like I'm extremely nervous. Like I've been telling the media too, I was extremely nervous, but there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to go out there and play well, and my team was going to play well also.
Okay, we'll go to Joe Kennedy. Joe, if you could give us your affiliation, that'd be great.
Yeah, Joe Kennedy with Naperville Community Television. So, Sam, good talking with you right now. Coming up this week, I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know, but coming up, Sam, you're playing up against Peyton Thorne, former teammate of yours, one of your very best friends at Naperville Central. Could you just talk me through, what this game means for you and what you're kind of feeling like going up against one of your good buddies this weekend?
It's actually pretty crazy just because, like, as you all know, Jaden Reed and Peyton also went to the same high school, and they ended up playing with each other in college. So just for me to be able to play against one of my best friends who I came from high school with is pretty, honestly, kind of crazy to me. But he kind of called me at the end of when he was making his decision to go somewhere, and Auburn was one of the places. Obviously, he didn't tell me before he did it, but once he did, I was like, wow, like we played Auburn week 2. So I had that game marked as soon as he transferred, to be honest. And it's actually just pretty crazy to me to even think about it. We've been talking some. I think it's going to be pretty exciting just for those back home who watched us play high school together.
Okay, we'll go to Nathan King from Auburn's 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Sam, another question about Peyton. For those of us who don't know, kind of walk us through when he left at quarterback there, and then you took over that position at Naperville. Just maybe how he mentored you in that switch, and kind of what y'all's relationship was like back then.
We had a really good relationship. I ended up transferring from Bolingbrook High School my freshman year, and obviously Peyton was the guy at Naperville Central, and I'm honestly a team player. So I just wanted to go out there and get some experience. So ended up playing receiver. I had a pretty decent year, but me and Peyton kind of became friends like the summer of going into my sophomore year. And after every single game, I would go spend a night at his house every Friday night, and we would just talk ball all the time. I always throw the ball around and things like that. So we had a really great relationship, and we're still pretty close to this day. I haven't seen him in a minute, obviously, because we're on the same kind of schedule, so we don't really have that much time to see each other. But the relationship we have is kind of special just because he's been one of those guys who's always been there for me and somebody I can call, and I'm pretty sure he feels the same way about me. So I feel like that relationship is pretty special.
Okay, we'll go to Jake Curtis from Cal Sports Report.
Yeah, Sam, I believe your injury came on a running play. Have the coaches told you at all about being careful as far as scrambling to get down or stuff like that?
It was a run play. I was trying to actually just gain a couple yards and get out of bounds, because in those type of situations you don't want to slide into it was so many people in one spot. You don't want to slide there. Like, it's kind of hard for you to protect yourself when you're going into running into a crowd of people. So obviously the injury is kind of unfortunate, but it comes with the game of football.
Okay, guys, is there anybody else with a first round question for Sam? If so, let me know now. Otherwise, we'll start the second round where we'll entertain follow-ups.
Question.
Go ahead, AP. Or did you have the first round? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a question. Can you hear me, Sam? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Perfect. Hey, Sam, have you had a chance to review the film, the defense with Auburn, and what have you seen?
Auburn's, they're pretty good. I mean, their defense is pretty solid. We just watched a lot of tape. I mean, they're kind of aggressive. They don't really play a lot of man or anything like that. So I think there'll be a few opportunities, but we honestly still kind of game planning just to see what we really like against this defense, because this defensive coordinator, I'm pretty sure, was at Baylor, and I played Baylor my first 2 years, and Splav has played the same defensive coordinator, so there's some things that we have dialed up for them for sure.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started with the second round. We'll go to Joe Kennedy from Naperville.
Yes, Sam. So I was talking to Peyton yesterday, and I know Coach Stein, Kobe Hughes are going out of the game, but Peyton mentioned to me he tried to reach out to you, but you kind of left him with no message back. Any reason maybe why you're not talking with Peyton this week?
It's game week. I mean, we're best friends, but we're kind of like it's not a rival game, but because this is the first time we're playing Auburn, but like I don't think there should be any communication between me and you, bro. We're both quarterbacks. I'm pretty sure there'll definitely be love after the game. Like, there's love regardless, but once it gets to that point, it's like it's game time. It's time to roll. So
awesome.
Okay, we'll go to Jeff Ferrado. Go ahead, Jeff.
So, Sam, this pretty much rules out you guys spending the night together on Friday, huh?
yes, it definitely does. I mean, I don't know. I know what the outcome will be. I know he thinks he knows what the outcome will be too, but I'm pretty sure after this it'll be some quietness with the communication for sure.
So when you watch tape of them, it seems like when they get teams in passing situations, third and longs, they sort of come at you from all different directions.
Yeah.
Is that what you're seeing, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, they kind of have a lot of one-off blitzes, and it's kind of funky, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure we're prepared for it. Like I said, Spaff has played this defense coordinator before. I've played against his defense before, so I kind of know. Spaff is pretty big on like coaching us up on those things, and the scouts are giving us great looks in practice, so I'm pretty sure we're prepared for that.
Okay, we'll go back to Thomas Dunn from Radford, California.
Good morning, Sam. You talked about how like you and Coach Spav are helping to bring the game plan together and how the scouts have been helping you out. But just on a personal level, how much do you feel like your athleticism will help you out against a pretty athletic Auburn defense?
Even though Peyton is the starter at Auburn, they still have the I'm pretty sure he's the backup, Robbie Ashford, who's actually pretty athletic too. And we kind of have the same skill set, so I'm sure they've gotten him to give them some looks. So they'll probably be prepared for it, but with my ability, you can know what I'm doing, and it's still going to be hard to stop, I believe.
Okay, guys, anybody with a final question for Sam? Okay, we'll go back to Jeff Ferrado. Go ahead, Jeff.
So getting back to sort of what they do defensively, Sam, how important is it that your offensive line plays as well as it did last Saturday, and that you guys are again able to establish a run game to sort of keep the sticks in your favor?
I think it's pretty important that our O-line plays great every game, play to the best of their ability just to open up the run game so they can open up the pass game. With Auburn, you never know what you're going to get. It could be a shootout. It might not be a shootout. So I just think we need to play great offensively no matter what our defense does. But I'm pretty sure our defense will give us the ball back with no problem. So I'm not really – I want to say I'm not worried, but I'm pretty much just focused on what we have going on offensively just so we can put our defense in the best situations and they put us in the best situations.
Do you imagine they've seen anybody quite like Jake Knott?
Personally, I don't think so. I mean, I think Otis is amazing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know that too. I mean, his freshman year, he rushed for 900 yards, I believe. If I'm not off, but he's pretty good, and I'm sure everybody knows that.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Thomas Dunn from Radford, California.
Sam, Coach Spav was in here yesterday, and he was pretty less than thrilled about the practice from yesterday. How do you feel like you guys bounced back today, and where do you guys need to go in order to be ready for Saturday?
I mean, I believe that all teams have one of those practices. It's just all about the bounce back. I think we bounced back pretty well today, actually. We corrected a few things. It was just the momentum, not the momentum, but the tempo of things needed to be up a little more. I mean, coming off a game traveling from North Texas, which is 3-4 hour flight. I mean, it's kind of hard, but that comes with the game. I mean, we knew we were going to be traveling there since January. I mean since spring, fall, summer. We knew we were going to be going there, so we were prepared for it. But it was just one of those days that we had, and we just had to bounce back, which we did. So I feel pretty confident about where we're going so far.
Okay,
Thank you.
time for maybe just a couple more. We'll go to Matt Moreno from Rivals.
You worked with Brian Driscoll quite a bit during the spring. He wins Pac-12 Offensive Lineman of the Week this week. What can you say about just what he brings to the team, what he adds to the offensive line, especially if he has to be center again this week?
He stepped right up to the plate. I think Brian Driscoll is a great player. I know he wasn't expecting Sino to go down. Nobody was, and for him to step up and fulfill the needs there was pretty amazing because Sino is a great player. He's pretty tough, and obviously he was out with an injury in the North Texas game, and Brian Driscoll stepped up and he did exactly what he needed to do.
Okay, anybody with the last question? Okay, thank you guys.